Welcome back, guys. I'm Allie. This is AVCA, and today I'm going to talk about the Zenit B all the way from the USSR, so stick around. So in this video, I'm just going to do a basic review of the Zenit B. It's not a complicated camera, so there's not much to talk about in regards to tech. So I'll mostly be going over the pictures that I took with it. I took a couple rolls to show you guys. I got this camera from my Uncle B. You probably have heard in my past videos that he sends me cameras down from Long Island, and I fix them up. So thanks, Uncle B, and hi Grandma if you're watching this. So let's just get into a little bit about the camera first, and then I'll go over the pictures that I took with it. So the Soviet Union produced a lot of cameras in its lifetime. A manufacturing plant, I can't even pronounce its name, but we'll call it KMZ, produced several different kinds of cameras, including the Zorky. And the Zorky was a rangefinder camera that came before the Zenit, and the original Zenit was actually based on that camera. And then in 1968, we have the Zenit B. Actually translated, it's actually Zenit V, and this camera was made all the way up until 1973. There was more than 500,000 of them made. I think there was somewhere in the 800,000s of them. So they're kind of common, and they're very simple cameras. There's not very many features to them, but they do have an M42 mount, which makes it pretty universal. You can put a ton of really nice glass on the camera. My camera came with the Industar 50mm f3.5 lens. It's a real small, compact lens, and I've heard that this camera gives your pictures some character, and it definitely did, as I'll show you. It really does have everything you need, even flash synchronization. You can even connect an electronic flash to it. The shutter speeds it has is 1/30th of a second all the way up to 1/500th, and then of course bulb if you need anything slower. And really those are all the speeds you need really on a day-to-day basis, unless you're doing a lot of indoor shooting, which case you could use your flash. And then it has a manual reset frame counter, which isn't that hard to remember to do. Once you're done with the roll, just make sure you set it back to 0, and it's got a self-timer on the front. And that's it. I mean, like I said, it's stripped down. It doesn't have much. It has a film reminder here, so you can remember what kind of film you have in there, you know, which speed your film is, if it's color or black and white. There's different pictures here. And then also you have the setting for bulb. If you're going to use bulb flash or electronic flash, you have an X. So it really did have a lot to it for such a simple camera. What's cool about these USSR cameras is that a lot of them have their model number or serial number on the back, that you could take the first 2 numbers of the number and see what year your camera was made. Mine start with 72, so my camera was probably made around 1972. So yeah, that's basically it. I mean, it has an interesting shutter sound. It's an all-mechanical camera. There's nothing electronic about it unless you hook up your electronic flash. There's no meter, of course, but it's everything that you need and nothing that you don't need. So if you like mechanical SLRs, you will most likely like this camera, and it's cheap. You can find them out there on eBay for under $50, so if you'd like to pick one up. But so let's get into my pictures now. So the first roll that I shot with this camera was on a walk with my fiance. We just walked around the neighborhood, and I loaded it with a roll of Kentmere Pan 400 film, and I pushed it to 800 so that I could take some pictures inside too. And you can see here my cats. I'm sure you've seen them on my other videos. And this picture of these weeds, I'm including this picture because I wanted to point out that even though this isn't the best lens, this Industar lens, it is pretty sharp. You can see the weeds are very much in focus and sharp, and I really liked that about the lens. And then here's a picture of my shoes. You can see the lens has nice bokeh to it. The background's all blurred out. And here's a picture of a plane in the background of this power line. And then this picture, you can see whenever there was direct sunlight, it does have this foggy look to it, and I'm not sure if that's just because there's maybe some fungus or dirt in the lens, or if that's just the character of this lens that everybody talks about. I don't know. And then there's my fiance. Again, you can see in the background the light is like there's like a glare in the background. I don't know how to describe it, but I've noticed that character with this lens, and I kind of like it. And then here's a tree in my neighbor's backyard. So after I developed these pictures, I wanted to test out a different lens on it because I wanted to see if those characters were from the lens or from the camera. So what I did was, I have a Practiflex from my cousin Jean. She sent me this. This was her camera in the 50s. And the Practiflex, I remembered, also has an M42 mount. And it actually has a really nice lens. Let me take it off. It has a Carl Zeiss Jenna lens, and it is a Tessar 50mm 2.8 lens. And this is a really sharp, nice lens, so I wanted to try it out on this camera. That's what's nice about this camera, is you can put really nice lenses on it, and despite the body being so primitive, it'll still give you really good pictures because you have a good lens on it. That's really all you need. So next I shot a roll of Ilford HP5 400. I pushed that to 800, and I had that with the Carl Zeiss lens on, and I see a major difference in the quality. You can see here these sunflowers in my window. You can see how sharp they are, and there's a ton of detail in the picture. And the tones are really nice, and that could also be the difference between Kentmere and HP5, but Kentmere and HP5 in my experience do have a very similar look, so there's not too much of a difference. And you can actually read about that on my blog. I did a comparison and with pushing both films. Here's another picture of my sunflowers, and again, this lens just really makes nice sharp pictures. There's Frankie yelling at me for even looking at his food bowl. And there's my cats. See, look at this picture of the cats. You see Jasmine's eyes, how sharp her eyes are, and even though there's highlights in the background and light coming in through the window, they didn't glare the way that the light would have glared with the Industar lens. So there really is a difference. Here's another picture of my cats, and again, really sharp. And I really love this lens, so if I use the Zenit B again, I'm definitely going to use it with the Carl Zeiss again. There you have it. I mean, it's a quick video because there wasn't much to show. There's not a lot of features to the camera, but I was excited to have my first USSR camera, my first Soviet camera, so I wanted to share it with you guys and share my results. If you're getting into photography, film photography, and you're looking for a cheap film camera to buy, there's definitely a lot of Soviet cameras out there that you can get. This is the only one I've ever tried, so I'm not going to speak about any other ones yet. Mike Ekman did just send me Kiev and a Zorky, I think. I have to look again, but he just sent me a box of cameras. I'm very excited. I can't wait to try those out. Keep an eye out for that. Make sure you subscribe so that you'll be notified when I do post new videos. I try to keep them as regular as possible, but my health lately, I haven't been feeling too good, and the pressure sometimes gets to me to post and write for my blog as well and do both. So that's why you don't see me posting on a regular schedule, but I do my best to put what I can out there and to share things with you guys. So I hope you've enjoyed it this far, and I hope you've enjoyed my channel this far. Please hit that thumbs up. It does help me. It does make me feel good if I know that you guys are liking what I'm putting out there. Let me know in the comments, because it does make my day when I know that you guys are actually enjoying me taking the time to share this stuff with you guys. So until next time, stay motivated and keep shooting.